Hi again. We're going to begin with the first interview. We have our first guest here. It's Dr. Veith. Dr. Veith, I don't need to introduce Dr. Veith because he is a well-known person since 30 years ago, or more than that. Yeah. And we are going to ask him for some opinions about the current situation in the vascular world, and we're going to try to be not spending so many of his time. Is quite valuable. So, I'm going to begin talking about the congresses. What do you think about congresses and meetings? Being one of the main organizers or the best congress in the world, will they evolve? How should be the future vascular events?
Okay, well, obviously I'm very biased about this, but I think the CITE meeting is a really wonderful event. I'm pleased and honored to be part of it. And the general question you asked about the importance of vascular congresses is one that I'm very interested in, because to educate the many, many people that are treating vascular disease requires a lot of effort. And one cannot get the information by reading a textbook or reading a journal that one can get at a meeting such as this, where various opinions are expressed, where the latest information is dispensed. There's no substitute for meetings such as this. And I consider the CITE meeting to be a very high-grade meeting, well organized, with opposing views represented and so forth. So the importance of meetings like this is incalculable. It's vital. And those who say that it's not are crazy. Yeah. You just can't get this kind of education anywhere else. And in the United States, and I assume in Europe, there's a great tendency to separate the support that industry gives to meetings like this from the meetings. And that would be catastrophic.
Okay, so was not prepared, but it's a very important point. The place for the industry and the place for share and work together, we are separating. That's wrong.
It's totally wrong.
Okay.
It's like trying to separate men from women because some men beat their wives or their girlfriends. You can't do it. Yeah. And to separate industry from doctors is absurd. You can eliminate the wrongdoings of some doctors in some industry, which is minuscule. But the idea of separating industry from doctors and the support of industry for meetings like this is ridiculous.
Okay, it's quite interesting.
It's a witch hunt.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, what will be the next? How do you see the future of the proper endovascular therapy?
Well, I give you some personal experience. I've always been an endovascular enthusiast, even though I'm a surgeon. And when I first advocated that vascular surgeons had to do endovascular treatments, I was ridiculed and treated as a bad guy, a maverick. And I predicted that endovascular would replace many open operations. And I was wrong on the low side. I think more and more open procedures will be replaced by good endovascular procedures, because the ability of surgeons and interventionists to innovate is unbelievable. And what's going on today is just the beginning.
Okay. So
that I think there will be always a role for open surgery, but it's going to become less and less.
Okay, and let's talk about some challenge. In your opinion, which are the main limitations for the development of the endovascular therapy?
Well, cost is a big issue, and it was brought out today. We have to deal with costs, but one of the things I think, and I made the comment today, that saving a limb for certain people is priceless, particularly old people who have lost one leg already, and you keep the other leg so they can stay at home and be cared for by their family. So how do we deal with the cost problem? Well, one of the things is we have to police ourselves and not waste the money that's available for treatment on doing unnecessary procedures. And I cite asymptomatic carotids and claudication in the lower extremities, perhaps small, tiny aneurysms. These are areas where a lot of money is being spent, and I don't believe that should be spent. It should be saved and then directed toward the patients that really need the therapy, which are the big aneurysms, the hard cases, the difficult lower extremity critical limb ischemia, and the symptomatic carotids.
Yeah. So basically, you are pushing us to be focused on the indication.
And to develop an ethical standard.
Yeah.
In the United States, we have many doctors, surgeons, and cardiologists who will treat any lesion because it's there.
Yeah.
And obviously that wastes money.
Okay.
How to stop that, I don't know.